Sumter is the namesake of Revolutionary War General Thomas Sumter, a Virginia native who made Sumter District home for 70 of his 98 years. Born in 1734, Sumter, the longest living general of the Revolution, died at the high hills of Santee at the age of 98 in 1832. During the Revolutionary War, Sumter District was not the scene of major battles, but of British efforts to capture American generals Francis Marion and Thomas Sumter and their militia. During the Revolution, much traffic by British troops was seen along the King's Highway, which paralleled the eastern section of the Wateree River from Santee to Camden, the present-day Highway 261. Early settlements in Sumter District included Statesburg, established in 1783. It was founded by General Thomas Sumter and was the first seat of government in the district. In 1785, Statesburg missed becoming the capital of South Carolina by one vote. In 1795, the courthouse at Statesburg burned and district records were destroyed. Later in 1800, the town of Sumterville was established at John Gale's plantation near Turkey and Shot Pouch Creeks. This would become the permanent seat of government in Sumter District. Sumterville grew slowly. By 1824, the village contained a dozen houses, a tavern, a courthouse, a store, and two churches, the Baptist and the Presbyterian. Its population became diverse. The original Scots-Irish, Virginia transplants, African Americans, and French Huguenots were joined by the Sephardic Jews from Spain and Portugal, New Englanders, and Irish, and Old Country Scottish immigrants. Sumterville was incorporated as a town in 1845. By 1850, the village boasted of containing 90 houses and a population of 840 persons, of whom 330 were African American. The railroad came to Sumter District in the late 1840s, and soon Sumterville became a railroad hub. The railroad heralded the growth of the town. The urbanized place dropped the ville from its name in 1855. On the eve of the war between the states, Sumter was a thriving town with an economy rooted in the land. Agriculture was a mainstay, and as elsewhere in South Carolina, cotton was king. As the war progressed, Sumter's railroad lines, established to carry cotton and manufactures, became vital lines of transportation of war munitions and Army stores. These railroad lines led Union troops into Sumter's midst in the last days of the war. Charleston fell in February 1865. Columbia was burned. Union troops destroyed the rail lines from Cheraw to Darlington, and Confederates burned railroad bridges across the Pee Dee River. The result was an immense amount of rolling stock, loaded with war materials, immobilized between Florence, Manchester, and Camden, with Sumter at the center. Union General Edward E. Potter was dispatched from Georgetown to destroy these munitions and trains, which he blew up at Manchester, at Beech Creek in Statesburg, and at Bradford Springs, all occurring days after the April 9th Battle of Dingle's Mill, fought a few miles south of Sumter, on the very day of General Robert E. Lee's surrender at Appomattox. During Potter's raid, Sumter District landmarks were threatened. Milford was saved from Union torches by swift-thinking owner, Governor John Lawrence Manning. The borough house was looted, and silver and family treasures were strewn and later retrieved along the King's Highway as Union troops headed south toward Manchester. Ironically, despite the destruction during the war, it was a railroad that allowed Sumter to recoup its losses and prosper in the years after the war. The Main Street Historic District and the Hampton Park Historic District, circa 1870 to 90, reflect this economic recovery. By the turn of the 20th century, Sumter had electric lights, a city waterworks and sewerage, a citywide telephone system, paved streets and sidewalks, and boasted that it was the first city in the world to adopt the council-manager form of city government.